Welcome back to another episode of the Ian Fritts Show. It's me, as always, Ian Fritts. Week 12 was yesterday. I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of things to talk about. You know it by now. We got first downs, fumbles, what if poll, muffins, first downs, where I was right in my predictions for the week, fumbles, where I was wrong. Spoiler, not a lot of places I was wrong this week, but I try to balance it out because I'm transparent with you guys. I tell you where I'm wrong and I'm accountable, unlike a lot of people out there in the world of college football talk shows. A lot of people they don't even mention when they're wrong. And I think that's wrong. I think them not mentioning when they messed up is wrong because you people believe in them. And a lot of times they fail you. I don't fail you. So we'll do first downs, fumbles, what if poll, my top 25, the only correct top 25 in the world. And then we have muffins. Stay tuned for muffins. A lot of you are like, what, muffins in college football? How does that relate? It does. We'll get there. First game up. It's above me. You know the drill by now. Tennessee 17, Georgia Bulldogs 31. And folks, you thought if you watched this game, if you didn't watch this game, I'll give you the synopsis really quickly. First quarter goes by and you're thinking, Tennessee's going to do this thing, aren't they? They're going to do this thing. And then the rest of the game happened and you're like, nope, Georgia still owns them. They literally could buy the state of Tennessee if they wanted to, and people will be like, yeah, I mean, we can't do anything about it. We can't stop Georgia. Look at our team. They can't do anything about it. They can't stop Georgia. We might as well let Georgia take over us too. They've taken over our team. So not a great sign from Tennessee. We're going to talk about Georgia here. They're back. Is it too late to say that? Is it too early to say that? I don't think so. The Georgia Bulldogs, I'm not sure how far away they went, but they kind of hid for the last couple weeks. They were gone a little bit, I would say. They weren't their normal team, their normal self. But they're back, ladies and gentlemen. The Georgia Bulldogs played Georgia Bulldog football yesterday. It took a quarter to get into it. It took them a quarter to say, hey, we're stronger than this team. We're faster than this team. We have more talent than this other team. We're better coached than this other team. We have the crowd behind us. Let's get it together and let's win this football game. Let's show everybody we're the Georgia Bulldogs. And we bark. And I'm sure the fans were barking. I'm sure they were barking. I'm sure the whole city of Athens was barking. Probably the entire state of Georgia and Tennessee, because that place has been taken over by Georgia fans, and it should be taken over by Georgia fans. It's sad that Tennessee can't get it done against Georgia, and probably never will ever again. Look, Carson Beck, redemption game. That was the Carson Beck of old. He finally decided, hey, I'm a pretty good quarterback. I'm going to let it rip, and I'm going to score some points today, and we're going to win this football game handedly, and everybody's going to say, hey, I wouldn't want to play Georgia right now. I wouldn't want to play Georgia right now. That's what everybody's going to be saying. And hand up, I'm one of them. I wouldn't want to play Georgia right now. Can you believe? Can you fathom this? Get it through your dome. Get it through your dome, your thick skull out there, or thin skull. I'm not sure how thick y'all's skulls are. The Georgia Bulldogs, as of right now, since the new rankings haven't come out, they wouldn't be in the playoffs. This Tennessee team would have been in the playoffs, and I think clearly we were shown yesterday, last night, that Tennessee's, I mean, it's not really even close, the gap between Tennessee and Georgia right now. I know some of you are thinking, Ian, it was 9.5 point favorite. I mean, they lost by 14. It's pretty close to the spread. Doesn't matter, folks. We have a system right now in the world where we think one lost Tennessee better than two lost Georgia. No, folks. No. That is not how it works. That's not how this system should work. The Georgia Bulldogs probably, let me preface this. If they lose the last two games of the season, they should not be in the playoffs. If they lose really one of the last two games of their regular season based on their opponents, they shouldn't be in the playoffs. I don't think they will lose either of those two games. But either way, a two-loss Georgia, they should never be in a position to where the two-loss Georgia this year, they should never be in a position where we're thinking this team's not in the playoffs. It was crazy that they were 12th last week, and they're not going to be 12th this week, and that's how it should be. The Georgia Bulldogs are back in full force, ladies and gentlemen, and I wouldn't want to play them on a football field. Now, granted, I wouldn't want to play Tennessee either because I'm just one man, and I'm not good at football. So, with that being said, we got to talk about the Volunteers here. Look, the defense, you had been relying on it all year, and it finally broke a little. And the offense, there's issues left and right. Nico's not ready yet. He's not ready yet. We said it after the fourth week of the season, or fifth week of the season after they played OU, we said they weren't going to score 3,000 points like a lot of idiots out there were saying. Brandon Walker was saying Tennessee could have scored about 5,000 points on Oklahoma. No. They couldn't have. They couldn't have because Nico wasn't ready for that. And he's definitely not ready yet. He can get there. The talent's there. He's definitely tall enough. If that's something we're measuring how good you can be at quarterback, he's definitely got the physical tools. He's just not ready there. He's too young. He's too young. And as expected, not everybody's going to come in there and be a world star, true freshman out there, just lighting the world on fire. That's not how it's going to be. And Nico's not there yet. This Tennessee team, they still have talent on the defense, a lot of young talent. They have a lot going for themselves, okay? Josh Heupel at the helm, great coach. You don't panic if you're a Tennessee Volunteer. Now, I would panic if you had to play Georgia every week, but the good thing about you guys is you don't have to play Georgia every week, okay? You can still make the college football playoff. Stuff is still in front of you. It's going to be a harder road now, but really your year isn't this year, okay? You were never gonna accomplish all of your goals, all of your aspirations, all of your wildest dreams with Nico at the helm. Get ready for next year and the year after that, and that's when Tennessee can make some moves, okay? But Georgia, they're back, baby. They are back. This is a fun one, folks. And mind you, these are in the first down section of the video. These are where I was right. This is what I said would happen. Happened, okay? Oregon 16, Wisconsin 13. I warned you in the preview video. I said this is a game that feels like Wisconsin's going to keep it close up until the fourth quarter. I don't know if they're going to win it, but I think they cover. They did cover. They kept it close the entire game, had a chance to win at the end of the game if that offense had any semblance of life. And unfortunately for Wisconsin fans, that offense has zero semblance of life. It's quite like the Chicago Bears, I would say, or honestly, Oklahoma Sooners, Florida State Seminoles. It's not good. It is not good on the offensive side of the ball for the Badgers. Now, we're not talking about the Badgers because the team we need to talk about is the number one team in the country that scored 16 points against Wisconsin. We have an issue in Oregon right now, and not everybody's going to come out and say it how it is, but that's what I do, folks. I tell you how it is, okay? And it is not all sunshines and rainbows and puppies in Eugene, Oregon right now, okay? And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be because you have Dylan Gabriel, good quarterback, not a great quarterback, not an elite quarterback. He's probably a great quarterback. He's not elite, okay? He's not that next tier guy, and I'm not sure there is a next tier guy this year. That's why the Heisman race is so wide open. Dylan Gabriel, he worries me, folks. He worries me, okay? You get him in the red zone, and he starts seeing ghosts, okay? There are so many. He has the most interceptions in the red zone of anyone in college football right now. I think he's tied for first with someone else, but nobody cares about that other guy because he's not the quarterback of the number one team in the country. Okay? Dylan Gabriel worries me. You know what else worries me, folks? The guy running the show in Oregon, Dan Lanning. And you're thinking, Ian, why would Dan Lanning worry you? What has gotten to you, Ian? You're crazy. You're delusional. You think Dan Lanning, he's like one of the best coaches in college football. How could he worry you? How could he worry you? Guys, they had a chance to go up 19-13 with a minute and a half, 2 minutes left in the game. Give Wisconsin the ball back. Wisconsin hadn't moved the ball all game long. They would have to go the length of the field and get a touchdown. They can't just get a field goal to tie. They would have to get a touchdown. And Dan Lanning says, folks, we're going to kick the field goal, except we're not. We're going to do a fake field goal, and we're going to put this game away. Look, I'm all for putting the game away. Instead of a fake field goal, I would have just rather you just lined up and ran it at them, okay? Just run a play. Don't do a fake field goal and try to win this football game. That's not going to get you the win, Dan Lanning. And luckily for Dan Lanning, they're going up against the Wisconsin Badgers who have no pulse on offense, so it didn't matter. But you're not going to be able to be that aggressive. I mean, it is delusional how aggressive this man is. It was shades of Washington last year where he got inside the 5-yard line about 35 times and never kicked a field goal. He would go for it 100% of the time and wouldn't score. And then that's points on the board, and then they would lose. He is unrealistically aggressive. I'm all for being aggressive. If I was a head coach, which I'm not, maybe we'll get there someday, I would be an aggressive head coach. I would go for it more often than not. But what I wouldn't do is try and do a fake field goal to put the game on ice. It was a delusional decision. And that worries me. That worries me. That worries me. Because you almost gift wrapped Wisconsin an opportunity. And maybe he had that thought process. Even if we don't get it, Wisconsin can't do anything about it. They stink. And that's, and he was right. But the play call, the decision made no sense. That worries me. He's always been too aggressive, in my opinion. There is an aggressiveness level, like maybe 7.8 is where you should be at on the aggressiveness level. This is on a scale of 1 to 10, folks. Dan Lanning is at a 3,000. And you're thinking, Ian, 3,000 out of 10, what would that do? Yeah, you can't even describe on the scale. It breaks the scale immediately how aggressive Dan Lanning is. And that worries me, especially with a quarterback like Dylan Gabriel, who turns the ball over in the red zone willy-nilly. Those two ingredients have me a little concerned about the Oregon Duck team as a whole. Now, what doesn't have me concerned is the defense. Every game they've played been really solid, and that's a squad that you can rely on. That is a squad that you can rely on. So overall, I mean, Oregon, you escaped. You got out of the win. That's what you needed to do. But I am concerned. If I'm an Oregon Duck fan, I would be concerned. Next game up, Utah 24, Colorado 49. Gonna take a sip here. You want a mug, folks? Let me know. Last week, when I took a sip out of my mug, there was nothing in the mug. But this week, there is water in there. So I am refreshed. Natural spring water, FYI, folks. FYI. Utah 24, Colorado 49. Look, I'm not going to spend too much time on this game other than Colorado's good, folks. Offensively. Defensively, I'm still a little confused as to what they do. They force turnovers. They're opportunistic. Are they the best group on the field? No. Are they the best group in the country? No. Are they the best group? Probably. Are they top half? Probably not, I wouldn't say. But they're an opportunistic group that likes to force turnovers, that gives their offense, who can score points, a lot of extra time. Okay. And look, Travis Hunter, we know about it. He's incredible. He's all these things. Yeah, I mean, he after this game, he became the odds-on favorite. He is now the favorite, minus 250, I think. So the first time all year that I think we've had a minus XYZ number for a favorite for the Heisman Trophy this year. So congrats to Travis Hunter on that. I'm not handing him the trophy yet. In this game, I don't think he did anything worth noting to get himself up that high. Look, the interception, it was handed to him. He got burned a couple times on a deep ball. Now, the run that he had for a touchdown, exceptional. I mean, that was a great individual play. I'm not hating on Travis Hunter. I think he is one of the best players in all of college football. I'm just saying, I'm not sure I saw the odds jump for him in the game that I watched yesterday. But still, we've been saying it for weeks now. Watch out for Colorado. They've been the betting favorite for the Big 12 championship. And with BYU losing, makes even more sense for Colorado. Makes even more sense for Colorado. Now, we're going to talk about a team a little bit later, that could give Colorado a run for their money. But the Buffaloes, they continue to roll. They continue to play good football. Next game up, Texas Longhorns 20, Arkansas Razorbacks 10. I was wrong about this one. We have officially entered the fumble section of the video. These next two games I'm talking about I was wrong. I thought Texas would win. I thought they would cover the spread. And when I say wrong and right in the first downs and fumble section of the video, if you're not familiar, it is in association with the spread. So I pick all these games against the spread. And if I'm wrong, fumbles. If I'm right, first downs. Okay. For the record this weekend was 12-7. Good week for us in the picks. Texas 20, Arkansas 10. I'm concerned. I am concerned. And you notice a theme in this video. Concern is all over college football right now. Is all over college football. I'm not sure there's a team in the country where I'm not concerned with them. Maybe Indiana, but we're getting concerned this week because they're playing Ohio State. And I might be Indiana's biggest fan, as we see maybe in the what if poll here in a few minutes. But I'm concerned if I'm a Texas Longhorn fan, which I'm not. But a lot of you are. I would be concerned. Why am I concerned? Why are you concerned, Ian? They're 9-1. They continue to win. They destroyed Florida last week. They went into a tough building to play in Fayetteville, Arkansas. They beat a solid offensive team in the Razorbacks. They got out of there with a win. What do you expect them to do? It's the SEC. It's a tough place to play. Enough of that. Enough of that garbage. This is the number 3 team in the country. You can't go into Fayetteville, Arkansas and win by 10. Okay? The offense is spotty at best. And folks were touting Quinn Ewers last week against Florida. And I watched the game last week against Florida. Unlike a lot of people that were just saying Quinn Ewers. Wow, 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 wow. What a game from Quinn Ewers. Statistically, yeah, what a game from Quinn Ewers. Visually, there's a lot of things they do in that Texas offense. Credit to Steve Sarkisian. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Because I wouldn't say I would put the game in Quinn Ewers' hands ever. I wouldn't ever put it in his hands, if quite honestly, if you're asking me. And that's why that's why Steve Sarkisian does so many motions and throws behind the line of scrimmage, throws 2 yards down the field. They do a lot of that and let their playmakers run around and score points. That's what they do. That's what they do, and they're very good at it. Hand up, they're very good at it. However, that is not sustainable in the long run. We saw it a couple weeks ago against Georgia. You can't do it against the best teams in college football, okay? You can't do that. Their defense, good enough to keep them in games. I've been confused about the defense all year because have they really been tested? No, they honestly still haven't been that tested. But the defense continues to show that they force turnovers. They don't let up a lot of points. They're hard to run the ball against. The secondary is exceptional. That's what you can lean on if you're Texas. But Quinn Ewers and the offense, I'm concerned. Concern meter about a 7.5. South Carolina, Missouri. We were wrong on this one, folks. Just wanted to get that out there. Be honest with you. I thought South Carolina was going to roll Missouri. And this fourth quarter, 18 points for Missouri and 13 for South Carolina. Just an absurd fourth quarter. Kind of like that Missouri-Oklahoma game last weekend. Just absurdity. Missouri with Brady Cook, a much better team. I knew that. I didn't think he was going to play this game. Then he did. That's where it went wrong. So really, did I pick this game wrong? No. Injuries did. But credit to South Carolina. Get the win. That's all you can do. We've officially gone to the picks, or excuse me, the what if poll here. Number 25 team in the country. We're just going to jump right in, folks. Missouri Tigers. And you're thinking, Ian, didn't they just lose? How can you possibly have them in the top 25? Wouldn't they drop out? Well, they weren't in my top 25. But with Brady Cook and what I saw yesterday, I think they're a top 25 caliber football team. I'll say it. I'll be honest about it. UNLV Rebels. The offense still really good. Group of 5 team. Doesn't really matter. No. But I like them. Florida Gators. You're thinking, Ian, whoa, 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 whoa. Florida has 5 losses, don't they? Don't they have 5 losses? Yes, they do. However, with DJ Lagway, I don't care how many losses the Florida Gators have. I couldn't care less how many losses Florida has. They're really good with DJ Lagway. It opens up literally everything possible for that offense, and he is so special. He is so special. Number 22 team in the country, Army. I'm not sure what to do with Army, so I put them at 22. Iowa State Cyclones, solid football team. They had a good win yesterday. I like them. Still alive in the Big 12 race. Will need some help. Number 20 team in the country. I alluded to earlier. This is the team that could give Colorado a run for their money in the Big 12 right now. And they would need BYU to lose another football game. However, the Arizona State Sun Devils. I would not want to mess with the Arizona State Sun Devils right now, folks. Number 19 team in the country. Tulane Green Wave. One of the best logos in all of college football. 18, 17, 16. We got Texas A&M, Clemson, and Colorado. No movement from those 3 teams from last week. 15 team in the country, South Carolina Gamecocks. No movement from them. Miami, no movement on a bye. BYU, no movement. We had them at 13. We pre-dropped them because we knew they were going to lose to Kansas last week. Boise State at 12, no movement. 11 team in the country, Tennessee Volunteers. We did drop them from where they were last week because they lost, folks. And losing ultimately means you get punished right after it happens, unless it's a special case. And this one wasn't a special case. They honestly, majority of that game, it was over. And they weren't getting back in that game with that offense they have. The defense is still really, really good. I do want to say that. Top 10. Here we go. A lot of movement in the top 10 for the what if poll. This is exciting. Number 10 team in the country, SMU Mustangs. Did you guys watch this game? They played Boston College. We were right about it. We said Boston College would cover. And I say we, I mean me. This is a one-man operation here, folks. Maybe we'll get some other men or women to help with the show eventually. But we probably won't get there for a while. Anyways, we, being me, said this would happen. And I'm so impressed with SMU. Kevin Jennings, absolute stud. Rhett Lashley, absolute stud of a coach. Those guys should be the favorites in the ACC. They should be the favorites in the ACC. They're not. Miami still is. I don't get the delusion with Miami right now. I think Miami's a good football team. Don't get me wrong. I think SMU's a better football team right now. I think the Ponies are a better football team. Number 9 in the country, Penn State Nittany Lions. Look, they play really good against bad teams and okay against good teams. That's the Penn State. I mean, they do this every year, folks. They trick you and they try to say, hey, we're actually really good. But they're a lock for the playoff with the 9 seed. They're not making the Big Ten championship game. They're a lock in the college football playoff right now. Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Fighting Irish. Continue to win, continue to be impressive in their wins. Kind of like they're honestly Notre Dame, Penn State, kind of the same team to me, folks. They're virtually identical. Virtually identical. Texas Longhorns. I dropped them. I'm not afraid to drop them. They won, and you're thinking, how could you possibly drop them? They win in there. SEC opponent on the road, tough environment. They got it done. All you can ask for them. All you can ask from them. No, I can ask much more from the number 3 team in the country previously. So I dropped them. The offense concerns me that much right now from Texas. I would be worried. I would be worried, folks. Ole Miss Rebels, number 6 team in the country. They didn't have a game. You know how Ole Miss plays this week, folks? Give you a guess. Give you a second. You won't know. It's Florida. It is Florida. They go to Florida, I believe. Florida coming off of a huge win against LSU. This is that stretch for Florida that we said, oh, good golly, you better be ready if you're a Florida Gator fan. They have a chance to get 2 wins, huge wins, back to back. Back to back. Is Ole Miss ready? Are the Rebels ready? Is Lane Kiffin ready? We will find out. Stay tuned for the pick show later this week to see who I think is going to win that football game, folks. Top 5. This is what all of you want to talk about. I'm just going to throw them all up there right now, and we're going to talk about it from the number 1 team in the country down to the number 5 team in the country. Indiana Hoosiers are the number 1 team in the country right now, folks. I'm just pausing. I hear the hate coming. I hear the comments coming. Ian, you're an idiot. Ian, you're an idiot. Hey. Enough of that. Enough of that. The Hoosiers have done nothing but win. They have done nothing but win handedly and convincingly. And they have their moment this week. And I am putting my reputation on the line. And if they lose, forget I said all of this, but I don't think they will. They're going to beat the number 5 team in the country, in my opinion, Ohio State. They will beat them this week. I said it 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. I said Indiana is going to get it done. The Buckeyes are disappointing me year in, year out. Indiana is going to get it done, folks. That's why they're at number 1. They're at number 1 because I think they beat every team in the country right now. Number 2, Alabama. You're thinking, 2-loss Alabama, Ian. You can't SEC bias. You can't put them in number 2. I'm putting them wherever I want. This is my poll. This is my rankings. You can do whatever you want, but this is the correct one. Alabama's number 2. I would pick them over every other team in the country to win except for Indiana. And even then, it's close. I'm a little concerned about that. I might lean Alabama in a couple days, but right now I'm leaning Indiana, folks. I am leaning Indiana. Oregon at 3, Georgia at 4. We may be, this whole year there's been so much parity, but we may be on a collision course with Alabama, Georgia in the national championship. I'm going to say it. What day is it? It's November 17th, 18th. We may be on a collision course with Alabama, Georgia in the national title game, folks. We may be there. And if they're on the same side of the bracket, forget I said that. But that may be where we're headed, ladies and gentlemen. Ohio State at 5. They have a chance to jump right up there if they beat Indiana this weekend. I don't think they will, but they can do it. They can do it. But I like Indiana in the game, folks. That's why they're number 1. That's why Ohio State is 5. Ohio State still has all the talent in the world, but they're not getting it done against my Hoosiers. And I'm not an Indiana fan, but they're mine right now. And you're thinking, oh, that's the end of the show? That's the what if poll? No, folks. We have the muffins section of the video, and you're thinking, what is a muffin? Well, it's a piece of food. We do something called certified stud muffins on the Ian Fritts Show every week, unless there is not one warranted. Every week, I give out a certified stud muffin to a team, a coach, a player, fan base that had an exceptional performance in a big-time football game. This week, we have this man right here, Sam Levitt, quarterback, Arizona State University, ASU, Sun Devils. Watch out for the Sun Devils. He gets the certified stud muffin stamp because he deserves it. Talk about a team I wouldn't want to play right now. The Arizona State Sun Devils. Had to mention them. Colorado and Arizona State are the 2 best teams in the Big 12 right now. Those are the 2 teams. I'm not sure there's a way for them to play in the Big 12 title game, but those are the 2 teams that deserve to be there. I'm not sure that's how it works, but I can talk. That's the end of the video, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, like it. If you didn't like it, dislike it. I can't control what you do, but I'm pretty sure you liked it. So like that video, subscribe, comment down below. Stay tuned for the picks this week. We are on a roll right now, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Bye.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
35, 40, 45, 50, 45.